going, Whalen?
I am out here cataloging some tractors here for another farmer retirement auction coming up in March of 2025. Saturday, March 8th, actually. It's up here just north of Delta. So why are we out here today? Like I said earlier, why it's been warm out, they've been out here power washing everything, getting everything ready, because that's kind of hard to do in January, even though that we've actually done it and tried it. But they decided to power wash everything now, get everything cataloged. That way it's all ready and clean. They just got to kind of spruce it up a little bit after the fall harvest. So sometimes you got to do that. But there is actually a whole line. See that thing right there? Big John Deere combine, and there's an actual 8230 mechanical front wheel drive power shift and a legendary 4640 right here behind me. Some grain trucks that are out here, and then there's other things here. There's like a seed fill. Put your pro boxes up there on top, and those are what feed into the seed for the planters and grain drills. This one here is pretty neat. It's actually really good shape for a lot of the other ones that we sold. It's actually a weed wipe. You pull this behind the tractor, go through like a soybean field or wherever the weeds are up taller than the actual crop. Those PVC there, they soak in the Roundup, and all you do is you just wipe down the weed, and then it kills the weed without using spray. So it's a way of using not as much chemical on a spray. As you can see here, there's actually, they got stuff kind of spread throughout. When you take pictures or when you're an auctioneer, you're also a photographer, like right here. And you got to take things at an isometric view. You try to do the best you can. But yeah, we're going to sit here and catalog away. Well, this is one of the funnest parts of the job. I took pictures of the sprayer, kind of went over those things. Some things that, you know, people maybe not know about the sprayer, but these all hydraulically fold. They fold out. A lot of these have GPS guidance. This one is all powered a Raven GPS. They actually have what they call foam markers at the very end out of those tips. They go through the field and produces foam. So if you ever see a sprayer that goes over it and they say, why is those white lines there? So that way if the GPS happened to fail, they come around and they could see where those booms were at. So that when the farmer's going through the field. This one is actually mechanical driven. Some sprayers are all hydraulic. This has got a diesel power, comes right through the transmission, it comes down here to the gearbox. And that one there is all, like I said, mechanical. And then you got these here. This is where the spray comes out. These are adjustable. They could turn those nozzles one way or the other. And then you also want to check your spacing. Some farmers want different size spacing. So let's check out this 8230. Let's see. Oh, it's got a buddy seat. Let's see if you left the key in it. Maybe we'll take it on a hot lap. Best thing about this, you get to test out the product, you know, might as well. Oh yeah, keys in it. Let's see. That is a power shift. Comes with tilt wheel. Looks like there's a rear cam. Let's check it out. Oh yeah. We are in park. And let's see how many, there's our RPM. Yeah. Looks like a pretty good tractor, really. Clean. Look at there, even got front fenders on it, mechanical front wheel drive. Looks like it's been serviced up here by Kenfell Group. Yeah, favorite part of the day. Well, I'm ready to catalog the combine, and I thought I would just kind of, already done some stuff around here. So now it's time for the big green beast. And these things got a lot of moving parts on them. And those of you that are not familiar with a combine and not been around them, yeah, they can get pretty pretty confusing. See, there should be a push in on that jobber. Look at there, I can do it with one hand and still do my, look at there. So there's an inspection. You know, they just kind of spring assist, come up. You can look up underneath here the combine. These are the inspection plates here for to get inside where the main rotor is. That's where it does the thrashing, meaning it's separating the grain, like from corn, it's separating it from the stalk. At beans, it's shelling, or wheat, whatever the case might be. So that's how you kind of get up in there. This one's got a straw chopper back here, kind of helps break up some of the debris that comes out. So some combines, you see, there's just the corn fodder that kind of falls, but sometimes they get things that are just really chopping up and spreading out. Sometimes they even have corn heads with little choppers on the bottom. So that's why some fields look a little bit different when they're done with them. Let's come up here into the engine compartment. This, here we go, pops back. That way you get room in here. And here is the engine compartment. But as you see how high we are, here's another safety feature. I think you can spend yourself broke here on safety features. You know what? We're bypassing it. I'm not doing that one-handed. There is where all the grain goes. This is the grain extensions. Those can actually manual fold in. And yeah, as you can see how high we are up here. We are just about, yeah, I'd say the height of that little building there. There's the car and there's the corn head, and we're way up in the air. And so what's there to be scared about? Well, sometimes I take a risk right here when you're an auctioneer. When you're doing this by yourself, like I am here today, you got to think about things like that. You got to think about when I'm in a house, sometimes realtors, in an unsafe area, you show up into a house, a vacant house, it's by yourself. I've actually had that. You can ask my wife. Before we were married, I showed up to a vacant house and there was some gang activity down at the corner, and then there was gunshots, and I was actually on the phone with my wife. So yeah, crazy story, things you get into, but I don't think we will have that here. It's just, this is Northwest Ohio, and look at there, just corn upon corn upon corn as far as I could see, and beans. All the wheat's off at this time of year. It's end of July again, but we are getting ready for a sale here in March, and there is some more of the stuff. The corn head, the vertical tillage and planter is back there, and here, we'll get you inside the combine. Well, we're at the point. Go up here, let's try this baby out. We made it up. Gosh, my job is hard. Can't keep up. Whew. Man, but it is super hot and muggy out here, and like I said, if you've ever been in Northwest Ohio, you probably know what I mean. Here's a combine. Here is all these little fancy switches and hydrostat. You can run your corn head, things like that. What does everything actually do? I don't know. Let's start it up, pull some levers, see what happens. And here, let's fire it up. That's going to bring us that up, because we got to find out how many hours are on this bad boy. Okay, so we are up and running. And there is the brown box when they run GPS. Ooh, cold air works. So we have here we go. There is 4279 engine hours and 2741 separator hours. So in a combine, there's two different hour meters for those that didn't know. There keeps track of how many separator hours you have, the engine hours, or things like what we're doing right now. The engine's running, so we're adding that up, or you're just traveling back and forth to a field. So that's why we keep track of that. So I got a few things here to write up, and these also come equipped with a nice little buddy seat right here, or structural seat, but everybody calls them buddy seats. And then actually, if this was like the S-Series combine, like the little bit newer ones, they even have like a little refrigerator down up underneath of that seat, or a cooler. Neat options, but when you're so many hours into a combine, you need those. I must say, whoever invented the Stanley 40-inch tape measure, it is a wonderful thing when you're writing up farm equipment for platforms and tillage tools. However, if anybody from Stanley sees this little whoop-de-deal there needs to be about a 1/4 inch longer, because it doesn't grab on anything to go out 40 feet. It really extends well. It is great. I don't know, a 40-foot tape measure is very hard to find, because when you're trying to measure things like this outside in the wind, we need a little loopy-doopy grabber thing at the end. Sure, there's a fancy name about it. Everybody's gonna probably comment on it, but we need it. And why I'm standing here, if anybody is in a farmer looking for a great vertical till, here is a great accelerator. It's got 22-inch disc on it, 20-foot working width. For those of you who don't know, it's a vertical till. Some of the old days it looks like a disc, but a vertical till, it tills the soil this way. It's part of soil conservation instead of using a plow, which you would use horizontal. Does have hydraulic down pressure for a clod buster, and a spring reset on a rolling basket, LED lights, walking tandems, 8-inch spacing on a wavy 22-inch disc. It is actually a very nice, clean vertical till. So, those of you that not familiar with them, it is about soil conservation. Just remember one thing, anybody that's not a farmer, no, farmers are not trying to kill you. They are not trying to destroy the ground. They are probably the biggest conservationists out there. The main goal is to go over the ground, less as possible, less fertilizer. You still have to use seed, and that's where you use things like variable rate and things like that, and precision monitoring and precision planting. So just wanted to let you know, I'm not a farmer, but I know what goes into some of this and the equipment, and the main goal at the end of the day is conservation on chemicals, fertilizer, because less is best, and also less fuel, less hours on the tractor, an expensive tractor. So all those kind of play in. So they're not trying to kill you. Just want to make it clear.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Calling Whalen.